right, 2023, and we have an updated model of our very successful Voima. Since we had to make a hole to the top tube here, we thought that we could rethink a little bit, what could we improve with this bike? And let's go through some details what we have improved. Okay, so what do we have new then? Apparently, the most significant feature is that hole. So what is that hole for? It's for the system controller that came from Bosch. Why did we change the LED remote to this? Well, a lot of people want to have a cleaner handlebar without a lot of furniture there. So the new mini remote replaces the LED remote, or you can actually run without it as well, because the system controller over there, you can change your modes there. It's not so quick as it would be on a handlebar, but you can still do it. So if you don't want to have furniture on your handlebar, you don't need it now. We had to change the frame a little bit, so why don't we go through the overhaul of it and improve it where we know there could be some improvement. So in the meanwhile, we launched Vikkelä. So what we introduced with Vikkelä was this slimmer seat tube color, which is higher up. It gives a better mounting point for the seat post. Also, we removed a lot of material around this area, and we used the same technique to the head tube area as well. So new Voima doesn't have so long forehead anymore as it had on the first model. Also, we made this area cleaner where you have the charging port. So now it doesn't stick out, and we changed a little bit the construction, how we bond the frame overall. We reduced the frame weight roughly 300 grams. It's not massive, but still it's something. Overall, these tiny improvements, they're not significant, but still I think moving forward is always a good thing, and overall it looks a little bit better. Also, one thing that we changed was this motor cover here. Now you see this, it has a little bit more shapes. So we shaved off some material here, and maybe we gained 1 or 2 millimeters more clearance on the BB area. It's not also a big thing, but still, it's something. Overall, tiny bit here and there, a little bit material off, and small improvements, and we got that 300 grams off. If we move to the swing arm side, so Voima inherited the swing arm from Vikkelä. So this is our previous swing arm. So you can see the brake mount. It's in one piece. It's like monocoque brake mount. So it's fixed there. If you want to use 220 millimeter rotor, you need to have an insert here. So what we did was that we designed this, well, it's not very innovative. It's like basically companies have been doing this a lot, but it's very good, works very well. So we have an adapter that you can change to match it to 20 or 223 or 203. So we'll provide every size. You don't need to faff with the spacers. I don't like that. I like the cleaner look. So it's directly mounted here, the brake. There's no washers whatsoever. The cleaner, the better. On the swing arm side, we didn't gain any weight loss. So if we look at this swing arm, looks pretty much the same. Actually, the drive side is a little bit lighter, but because we had to add these bolts, this side is basically a little bit heavier than this one, but it evens out. The swing arms are the same weight as they were before. So overall, the 300 gram weight loss comes from the front triangle. Okay, so now we'll talk about what people have been waiting for. Last September, we had a new race motor launched from Bosch. We wanted to wait until this point that we implemented to our frame, because we think that it goes well with the system controller. Now you can get the race motor with the race axle. So we have a race pack that you can purchase. So what it means that these axles are stiffer than these. These axles are designed for those who want to go fast, who kind of hit the corners hard. They test the limits of the bike. These are the choice for you. I have a good explanation in my Instagram if you want to go and see why is this so much stiffer, how does it work. So go to my Instagram, Leo_Kokkonen, so you can find me there. There's also some improvement in the frame. So if you're climbing really, really hard, you go steep uphills with very hot environment. This update as well with the frame is just for you. You can see the motor pushes out a little bit more from the side. So it means that you have more air running through the motor. This helps this long ascents, what you're doing, so you don't get so much power loss. This is something that people don't realize very often. We had this last summer with our racing team because they had to go really, really fast on some of the stages up. It wasn't a problem only for certain teams, but it was generally most of the motors lost the power, and that is something that all the motors have in common. If it heats up, you lose power. So we gave a little more exposure from the side for the motor so it can cool down easier. You lose power anyway with your motor if you go longer uphill, but you don't necessarily notice it. So this is something that we wanted to address because we had the chance. Overall, if you look at the where the motor is, it's quite thin. So the motor has a really good mounting point. Not very heavy, but it's protected from the down. And overall, it's in a good spot. What we have found out is that even though we have some gaps here, there's not a lot of debris that goes into the motor case. That was what I was surprised about myself, how little there is debris under there. So, and also we had some questions that how does the water come out? So there's a hole here at the bottom. So that's where the water gets out. So overall, this frame has some nice new features. Nothing like really dramatic, but overall, a little bit here and there improvements that we have applied to this one. So if you're looking for more power, this race motor has a race mode. It has more power, and also it assists longer period. If you kick the pedal, it just goes forward. The color is light gray, like metal flaky color, plain black, and I guess this one is a little bit lighter as well. The racing motor is 140 grams lighter than the standard motor, and our race axles are 60 grams heavier than the standard axles. That makes with the racing motor you gain what did I say? 140. This is 60, so it's 80 grams lighter with this. So I don't know how much that is in €1 per kilo kind of calculation. Yeah. Okay. So we did some math check about the pricing. So if complete models, if you buy the racing model race pack. You pay $24.30 per gram if you get the lighter race pack. If I would need to explain myself why I buy the racing motor, I would say that I would go for the performance, not the weight loss. Well, the racing motor is not for everyone, for sure, because I think the race mode is the only difference between these two motors, that this allows the race mode to be used. So it is quite aggressive. So if you watch the video where I tried, you can just push the pedal and it just goes. And it wants to go 1.5 meter with just a little kick. So if you're on a ledge or something like that, you need to be really, really careful that the bike can take you somewhere where you don't want to go. So if you're not really looking for aggressive riding and or some gain in uphill, like technical climbing, I would go for the normal version. And then if you're really heavy hitting, you want to go fast, you want to blast those trails and don't mind about the aggressive riding style, you're really looking for that, I would go for this. That's the stuff. And also, this is limited edition, so there's only a bunch of these available in the market. So take your chance now, because it might not come back.
So where can people get them, and when can they get them?
You can get them now. Everything is online. available on our website. We're producing these at the moment. We have everything in stock. So the frames are now being produced. We're just finalizing the stickers, and these should roll out in April.